You may have heard of flash mobs, but how about cash mobs? I'm talking about crowdfunding, where you invest or donate money online for a cause, project, or person. And now this financial funding has extended to investments. Now, is that a good thing? Let's ask Jim Lineweaver. Jim is a certified financial planner professional with the Lineweaver Financial Group. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me.
First, give us a bit of background on this crowdfunding phenomenon.
Yeah, it's growing rapidly,
Yeah.
so you want to get a handle on this. But really, it started over the internet, where what you can do is, if you think about with all the millions of people all around the world, if you can try to create a decent cause or raise money for different investments, if you can get a small piece from a lot of different people, you might be able to add up to some large numbers. So you might have had, like we recently had somebody that was unfortunately diagnosed with cancer, a student in my kid's school district, and the actual parents put out to try to raise money in the community for that child. That's an example of this crowdsourcing and crowdfunding to try to help those people that might not be less fortunate. But what ends up happening is it can also relate to the investment world. So back in 2012, Congress enacted an act that actually allows this to take place on a more formal basis for investing.
Okay, so what does that law say?
Well, this is the jobs law. So it's a jump start for our business startups, and it's called JOBS, and it's the Act of 2012. And what it basically does, it puts two regulatory bodies together, the Securities and Exchange Commission and FINRA, the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. And it says, how do we regulate these types of investments where people are raising money for a wide variety of reasons? But they have to have some regulation to it. So what they did is they said, these people that want to raise this, they have to become a member of the National Association under FINRA guidelines, and there's certain rules and protocols they have to abide by, because you can imagine if you're trying to throw something out on the internet, you could have a lot of scams too, so you got to make sure these are legit.
Okay, so they have all these rules for it. The rules are in place, so now we are allowed to invest, sort of an online thing where you go to some place and find the portals and invest? How does this actually work?
So, well, what ends up happening is you have to meet certain criteria. So you have to have $200,000 of earned income, and you have to have $1 million net worth. So once you accomplish those two, there's different portals, and if you want to reach out to your financial advisors or other professionals in the area, then they can put you in touch with some of these. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to get a formal type of a document that you'll be able to look through and read through, and those aren't easy. So, you know, just like a prospectus or something like that, but it's going to be a formal document that's going to lay out all the parameters, and then therefore what ends up happening is you should probably take it to a third-party professional to see if this is something that you really want to participate in.
Okay, so if we qualify, should we invest?
Well, that's another thing, because this could be from hedge funds to operating in a technology startup in Israel to real estate to, you can even do commercial art or jump into a class action lawsuit that you're not even a part of in this crowdfunding. So wide gamut. So chances are you could have potential for very high returns, but you could also have very high risk. So it might not be for a lot of people in retirement that are on a steady income or budget or something along that nature, but if you're trying to accumulate money, and maybe for the younger generation, this could be a big source of funding for investments in the future.
All right, but check it out and talk to your financial professional. If you want to be with the in crowd and invest online through crowdfunding, remember to do your research, understand the risks as well as the possible rewards. And for more help, give Jim a call. His number's next.
For more information, call the Lineweaver Financial Group at 1-888-313-4009 or click to www.lineweaver.com.